Which machine is primarily used to conduct tensile test on mild steel? Option A, universal testing machine. In a stress strain diagram, what is typically represented on the y-axis? Option D, stress. What is the point on the graph where stress is directly proportional to strain? Option D, proportional limit. Up to which point does Hooke's law hold good for mild steel? Option B, point A, proportional limit. What happens to material if the load is removed at the elastic limit? Point B. Option D, it's regain its original shape and size. Which region exists to the right of the elastic limit on the stress strain curve? Option C, plastic zone. What is the point C in the stress strain diagram for mild steel? Option A, upper yield point. How is the lower yield point D defined? Option C, minimum load required to maintain plastic behavior. Beyond point B, how does the strain behave relative to the stress? Option A, strain increases at a faster rate. What does the area O to C on the x-axis represent when a load is removed after point C? Option C, permanent set deformation. What is the name of point E where the stress is at its maximum? Option C, ultimate point. Which region on the curve is known as strain hardening? Option D, between D to E. Ultimate stress is calculated by dividing the maximum load by which area? Option A, original cross-section area. What phenomena occurs in the specimen after reaching point E? Option B, necking. What is point F on the stress strain diagram? Option A, fracture breaking point. In the standard engineering stress strain curve for mild steel, how does the breaking stress compare to the ultimate stress? Option A, breaking stress is lower. The true strain curve follows which path in the diagram after point E? Option D, it follows the dotted line EG upward. Why does the specimen become hot during the tensile test between point D and E? Option D, work done during stretching is transformed into heat. During which phase does uniform reduction of the cross-sectional area occurs? Option A, strain hardening. D to E. What is the yielding zone in the context of the mild steel? Option B, region C to D. True stress is calculated by dividing the load by option G, reduce actual cross-section area. What happened to the load immediately after reaching the upper yield point in the mild steel? Option B, it drops slightly to the lower yield point. What is the symbol typically used for yield stress? Option A, yield stress is commonly denoted by the Greek letter sigma with a subscript y. What is the condition of the material in the necking zone E to F? Option C. The area decreases locally at the narrowest part. Which point makes the limits where the material can no longer return to its original shape? Option A. Point B. What happened at the fracture point? Option D. The specimen breaks into two pieces. Why are point A and B sometimes considered a single point in practical practice? Option D, they are very close to each other for mild steel. The ultimate stress is the maximum stress on which curve? Option C, engineering stress strain curve. Which of the following is recorded during the UTM test to calculate strain? Option B, extension or elongation of gauge length. If the stress strain graph is a straight line, it implies option A, stress is directly proportional to strain. What is the purpose of gauge length? Option B, to provide a uniform section for recording extension. The path E to G, true stress, is higher than E to F because option B, the actual area is decreasing during necking. What indicates that the materials undergo plastic deformation? Option C. The material does not recover its original size upon unloading. At which point does the specimen cross-section area begin to decrease uniformly? Option D. At point D, uniform reduction of cross-sectional area begins after yielding, specifically between point D and F. The ultimate stress is also sometimes referred to as option B, tensile test. The ultimate stress point E is the maximum tensile stress the material can exhibit. Which point is defined as the largest strength obtained using the original area? Option D, ultimate point. What happened to the specimen sieve between point E and F? Option C, it develop a localized neck. In the stress strain curve, the mile is still the region O to be represent option C, elastic behavior. The breaking stress is calculated using the load at point F divided by option C, the original area. Why does the curve drops from point C to point D? Option C, it represents the transition from upper to lower yield. What is the primary factor that caused the true stress curve to rise after point E? Option A, localized reduction in the area necking. True stress is equal to load by actual area. Because the actual area decreases significantly during necking, the true stress continues to increase even if the load decreases. Which part of the curve represents the highest possible load applied to the specimen? Option A, point E. The linear portion of the stress strain curve allows for the calculation of option D, modulus of elasticity. Young's modulus. Young modulus is the slope of stress strain curve in the linear proportional region O to A. What is the significance of region C to D? Option B. The material is yielding. Strain hardening is characterized by option A, requirement of higher stress for further strain. Which of the following is true for breaking stress in the engineering curve? Option A, it is less than ultimate stress. The universal testing machine applies load in which manner? Option B, gradual. What happened to the material if it is stressed beyond point B? Option D, it enter the plastic stage. Which point makes the maximum stress required to initiate plastic deformation? Option A, upper yield point. The permanent set O to C is determined by drawing a line from C, that is option C, parallel to the initial linear portion OA. Upon unloading from the plastic region, the material unload along a path parallel to its original elastic line OA. Thank you.